Queen Mary 2 build from Revell. Now, if this is your first time watching this, I suggest you might want to go back to the playlist and watch this from part 1 as we're going through the complete build. And if not, and you watched the previous part 7, you'll remember that we were up to, I discovered that in here there was a bit of light bleeding through the portholes, causing a bit of a halo effect around the hull. So what I've done now is, and you'll see that, is I've just coloured them. I don't know if you can see that too clearly, but see now they're more circular. The longer sections are okay, they're the square windows that are in there, so they're all fine. And what I've also done, and I'll put a sample picture up from the real ship, and you can see that there's a section of windows in the hull there that have a orangey red glow through them. I'm not too sure what's happening down on that deck and why they're those colours. I'm sure somebody in the comments could probably answer, or by the time I finish and upload this video I may have an answer. But so what I've done, and I'll just quickly show you, is I'll use this, which is my super bright light, put it behind here. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but no, it's not showing up on the camera. But what I did, and I'll get rid of that, is on the inside you'll see I've painted the it's an orange. I'm actually used the orange colour of the lifeboats that I'll be doing, which is very similar to the lifelike picture you'll see up there of the colour of the coming through. So I've done that on both sides, you can see it there as well. So that just means that when the LEDs are lighting up in here, this section here will have a orange cast to it, like on the real ship. Yeah, I'm not sure what's behind that. Maybe I could search through and find out, but I'm sure somebody will let me know. So that fixes that problem. The other lights, the little round portholes and that, they're all fine now. No more light bleeding around, causing a halo effect on the outside. They're all going to be nice now. And yeah, pretty good. I'm glad the way it's turned out. Now, as for the upper part of the superstructure and all the balconies, I've done both sides one coat. Now I'm about to start working on the second coat of the 2 lots of this. I have found out recently that some of the floors of these luxury cabins had a different coloured actual teak, I think it was teak floor on the balcony. So I'm just still deciding whether I will go ahead and use some offcuts as it was suggested by Mr. Stephen Payne himself, and put those in there for the decking, use some offcuts of the decking to put them over there. We'll see. I'll see how I go with that. Yeah, I'll see what happens there. But in the meantime, I'll get this second coat on here so I can remove this masking tape all along there, and then and cut out some plastic, acetate, clear plastic for the backing of all of the balcony doors, which is what they will be. Alright, back shortly and we'll have a look. Okay, hello, welcome back everyone. Now, it's been a long time, but I've finally finished the 2 coats of paint on these balconies. And you know, I haven't been working on it every day, of course, but it has taken a lot of time, and I'm happy with the result. So what I'm going to do now is peel off all the masking tape, and then we'll come back and have another look at it. And what I would like to do then is cut some plastic out that's going to go on the back, the clear acetate, to make it look like those doors in there have glass in them. Okay. Alright, so back in a second, we'll have a look at it. Okay, we're back and the masking tape's been removed. Let's have a close look at the balconies here, and it's going to focus for me. There we go. So it's come off really good, just as I wanted it to. Really nice. Just a few tiny little bits of touch up to do. I mean, really tiny. On this section, nothing at all. On here, there was just, you know, three little tiny spots on there. No problem. But yeah, that's come up really nice. Nice. So what I'm going to do next on these will be the acetate on the back, which will be just a matter of cutting some clear plastic here and gluing them down on the back, like the same way what we did for the lower decks. Alright, again, back shortly. Okay, welcome back again. So now we've got the acetate plastic on the back, as you can see the reflection there. Now that's on the inside. We turn it over to what you'll see on the ship, and you'll notice, see, it just puts that reflection there on all those windows, which are actually glass sliding doors. So yeah, just adds a bit of touch of reality. And there's the other one there, all done. Just trying to get the reflection to show. There it is there. So now we've got glass in all our balcony doors. Alright, so I'm going to put these aside, and the next thing we're going to start on will be decals. Now, I'm a little bit hesitant about doing the decals. Not that I have a choice, they have to be done, but there's some large decals that I've never attempted to put on that size before. They go the whole length of the hull of the ship. But anyway, we've got to give it a shot. So I'll set up for that, and we'll be back shortly and have a look at what needs to be done to accomplish that. Hello, welcome back. So here we are, all set up to put some decals on our Queen Mary 2, and what I've found here is that step 10 in the instructions that we're at here shows you where all these decals go on the hull. There's the one side and the other side of the ship, so you've got that, no problem. And also on the stern, there's one decal that goes across. Now, one thing I've noticed with this is they're extremely small, some of these decals. So small that I would suggest, if you don't, get a pair of these. These magnifying glasses here, I'd be lost without them. The good thing with these is they come with different lenses. There's different sets in here, so you've got a cloth to clean them with, and you've got different magnifications depending on how well you want to see what you're doing. Anyway, definitely a must, because not only are they small, the decals themselves, but they're literally impossible to see some of these, and the way they're facing on the instructions, which way they're supposed to be placed, and they're way out of scale. Like, there's a lot of number 56 decals here, and like all these ones along here are 56, 56. But if you look at where they're pointing to, they're all different sizes when in reality they're not. And it was only the fact that one of these is quite big sized that I can actually see which way around it goes. Which means I now know which way all these number 56s, which run quite a lot across the bottom here, which way they go around. Some of the others are really impossible to figure out. The camera's not going to pick up on that, but you can't see. And also, I noticed just by chance flicking through the instructions here that over on page step 88 we've got another set of instructions for decals. Now I know that this is showing the decals on the upper decks and across the funnel and so forth around the top of the ship, but it also repeats exactly the same on the hull again. And at first I thought, oh, maybe there's something different, there's options or something, but no, the placement of the decals on here and here in step 88, which is like one page from the end of the build, is exactly the same as what they are on here. So why they have them twice, have them in step 10 when they only really needed to have them at the end, I don't know, but anyway, that's fine. So we'll have a quick look at these. If you haven't already, I went through the decals on our box opening of this in the beginning of the playlist, so if you wanted to go back and see that, you can watch the unboxing of this ship. But anyway, now we take our decals here, we'll take the protection off there, and there we go. So they're looking really nice, good quality. You can see we've got the tennis court green there, we've got the bases of the swimming pools, our Queen Mary decals along here. Now and of course the flags up here, some of the black areas for the bridge. Whether or not I'll use the decals or paint them black yet, I'm not sure. But let's have a look at what we're going to do on here at the moment, is working on just the hull. Now we'll start with the 56. So here is 56. And I'll try and see if I can show you just how small these are. So 56 is there. You might be able to just make them out, see? There they are. There's a lot of them there. There's probably about, well, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, at least 20 or 25 of them. And they're tiny. There they are there. So because they're so small, what we're going to do is I will cut out a strip or however many I need to have on one side of the ship first. And for that I suggest you use a very sharp knife, and do it slowly, because the last thing you want to do is to slip and cut and damage your decals, or cut and damage yourself. So a sharp knife is a safe knife, mainly because you're using less pressure. So being in the center of here, just leave yourself plenty of room around things and take your time, and just cut off in a strip in those ones. Then afterwards, when I can move all this out of the way, we can take individual little pieces off. To be honest, I don't even know what these markings are, what they're for. I'm assuming there's something to do with waterline, although they are actually positioned going by this well below the waterline, so it can't be that. I'm sure somebody out there might be able to put in the comments what some of these decals are that go on the hull under the water. So what I'm going to be using is I'll just move this out of the way, because the last thing I want to do is get water on it when I don't want it wet. Is I have a little container here, and what I do is I use boiled water, just because it's going to have a little bit impurifications out of it. So I boiled some water, put it in there, let it cool off, and that's what I'm going to use to dip the decals in. I always have a piece of paper towel, a bit of paper towel around to drain excess water off the decal. I will also be using Mark Fit. I find this is good stuff. It's worked really well on all my models. Yeah, so Mark Fit's a strong one, it's called Mark Fit Strong. There you go. Now, one thing with this is, if I open this up and show you, the brush is too big. I mean, the size of these decals, you know, you could probably fit 4 on that. So the brush is too big so to place where I want. So what I'll do is I'll use a separate little paintbrush here and use that to place that where the decal's going down. To place the decal themselves, I'll just use tweezers. Usually always use tweezers. And what I'll do is, that's just to move it off the water where it's like I take it out of the water with the tweezers onto the paper towel, let it drain, and then onto the spot I've marked with Mark Fit. I'll put it on there, and then what I do is I grab a toothpick, and what I sometimes do is I'll just blunt the end of it so it's not a sharp point, and I'll use that to maneuver the decal around. The reason I don't use the tweezers for that, because they're metal and sharp and pointy, and you could split and break your decals, whereas this is a little bit more forgiving. But with these ones being so small, it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so and also, just as a side note, once all the decals are on this hull and they're all set and dried for at least a day or two, I'm going to give this another fresh coat of clear just to seal it all in, so we don't get any of that silvering, and just to put that nice clear coat layer over the decals, and yeah, less chance of them being damaged. But as you can see, that clear coat did come up really, really nice on there, and yeah, it certainly won't hurt to have another one over the top. Alright, so I'm going to carefully remove these. We'll also notice that there's some large decals to be placed on here as well. So these ones here all go on the hull and under it. That's pieces for the stern. It's in 2 pieces there, which is good. This is not too long. This includes the white waterline, which will run along here. We'll test fit as best I can everything first, but of course, you know, when you cut these out, you cut them, you know, fairly close, but not too close to decal. Again, you don't want to damage anything. There's also quite a lot of white line decals there, which you may not be able to see. You can see when the light's there. See those long white decals there? Where the light is? Yeah, all these here. But a lot of these will go on today, so I might as well get stuck into it. It's not a very nice day outside, so I may as well be stuck in here working on the model. I do have to go out later. I need to pick up, I'm looking at, if you saw in my previous videos where I was doing the swimming pool, let me just grab that for a second. Alright, here we go. I need to clean up. If you could see the other end of my bench here. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess. So these were the temporary swimming pools where I was testing some silicone I have, and as you know, I was happy with the result. They come up well, got the 2 nice colours in there for them. Certainly look like water in there, so that's good. But I did find that one of my local hobby shops does have this stuff that's well, it's a water product that you can either buy, it's already different colours, or clear. So I'm going to go down and have a look at that just to see what that looks like, and maybe give that a shot. Also need to pick up some wire for my LED wiring. I need to get some wiring, and probably also need another can of clear. I used that up on this when I did the hull. The other good thing is that we're no longer in lockdown here in Sydney. We've had our opening up last week with our so-called Freedom Day, which was not a Freedom Day for me because I still had to wait for my second vaccine shot, which here in Sydney now, unless you've got 2 shots, you pretty much can't do much of anything. You can't go to shops and get served. You can't go on public transport. Yeah, life's not good if you're not vaccinated here. So you're literally, well, we're not going to go into that, but anyway. So I had my shot done on last week, and now I can get out there and buy the stuff I need for my ship build that I was having troubles accessing and getting before. Anyway, we're back shortly and we'll have a look at how this decal's going. Cheers. Okay, I'm back again. And I went to the shops and I got exactly what I needed. So, just quickly, I know I'm doing the decals, and I have started. I've done just a few little spots. See the little ones there? But anyway, we'll look at that when there's a bit more done. So what I managed to get finally is wire. So I've got 2 different widths of wire here for basically wiring up my LEDs and also my small LED lights throughout the ship. You've got no idea how hard this is to get. If I was to order this on eBay, it would have come from China and taken a month or 2. But now that I'm fully vaccinated and I can go into the shops, no problem. So, got my wire. I'm really happy about that. Also, I bought some tubing here, little hollow tubing. You'll have to wait and see what that's for. That's a little later on in the build. Not too much later, but a little bit later. And I know I spoke about this before, but my little swimming pools. Well, I went and bought some AK water gel transparent diorama series. Now I know this worked out well, and I'm happy with it, but I thought I'd just give this a go too. It's got some good reviews, and I've seen it really work really well. So, and I can always use it later for dioramas as well, so it's not like I've got too much. But this stuff is acrylic. You can dilute it with acrylic thinner to improve its flow, and you build it up in layers from 0.1 to 3 millimeter, which will be fine for what I need it for, and you just add your paint. In my case, my Tamiya, whatever blue I'm going to use, I can just add the paint to it. So I'll be testing this stuff out later and seeing how that works in a future video, not too far off. But yeah, water gel for dioramas. Okay, so I'll get back into this model decals here, and we'll come back and have a lock at that progress. Back a sec. Hey there, I thought I'd just show you how I'm going so far. And so far, so good, kind of. So I've managed to put this one strip here and the part on the stern. Pretty awkward. The piece that goes at the rear underneath is nowhere near the shape it's supposed to be. The holes where the thrusters go in the back don't even exist on this strip. So if I show you on here, this is the other side, there should be a hole in the middle of there because one of the side thrusters sticks out of there and there's no hole. So I'm just going to have to make that after I put it on. The actual shape of it underneath is completely wrong and it doesn't fit like it should, but anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and put this piece on now, add that to here, this length, and then hopefully the front, and then fingers crossed there won't be a gap and they're all the correct length. Okay, back shortly. Okay, welcome back. So what I've done now is I've completed one side of the hull of all the decals, and it was a bit of a confusing. For a start, the main strips that go along here, the red ones, if you look at the manual, the way they fit, the way some of these little white waterline marks where they line up on the hull is completely not as displayed on the manual. So if you're building this, just ignore that. Just put them on, because they only go on one way. Now if they did go on well, these, they're the right length. If anything, the last one was a little bit too long, but that worked out really well because it allowed me to slide it back and overlap with the other one. I'd rather have it a little bit too long than have it fall short and you end up with a gap here. All the other little ones here, all numbered. You know, there's numbers like decal numbers 56 and 58 and all the rest. A lot of it is not accurate. The decals are not correct. For instance, number 58, which was this one in here, is actually number 112. And I don't know if they figure that out afterwards, because the one on the other side, which I should mention, I haven't done the other side yet, but the equivalent one on the other side is number, where are we, 58. And you'll find there's only one 58, and then it jumps to number 112. So you'll find that a few times. There were some where I've used half of the 56 decals, all these little ones here, plus one. So that means I'm fairly sure that the other side's going to be short one. Yeah, it's impossible to get it accurate to the display in the manual, but you know, I've done the best I can. It's all gone down well, as you can see them. You can see there, they all look quite good all the way along. Now, I did have a problem down here, and I'm going to have the same problem doing the other side, because when I turn it over, as you will see, there, I'll get the light looking right. So if we look at that, the shape of the decal is not the shape of the mould where the decal's supposed to fit. Nothing I can do about that. I've just had to put it on anyway. Some of these bits that are a bit rough, you see that? I can't straighten them, because if I straighten them, that would put this out, and this has to be directly right in the corner. And I've got that smack on accurate, because that has to be, and that's the part that can be seen the most. Also under here, you'll notice there's a hole missing. So here we got the hole for the thruster to go. Here there was no hole in the decal for the thruster. If I get the light right, you'll be able to see there's a bit of an imprint there. So I'm going to have to cut that hole out to put the prop in there. And same on the other side. And this also overlapped quite a lot. There's quite a lot. See, there's the line that it's supposed to come to, and there's the excess decal. So I don't know whether I will trim that off or go with the next decal over the top. Either way, I'm going on the idea that I don't think anyone was going to want to look at the bottom of the ship. So yeah, but anyway, everything else, no problems. Quite surprised actually that the front did line up quite well on the very tip there, so that should be okay when I do the other half. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave this overnight to dry properly before I tackle doing the other side. And then of course after a couple of days when the other side's done, we'll be giving this another clear coat just to seal it all in. Okay, so there we go. That'll be it for this video because it's now getting late Sunday afternoon. I want to post this for tomorrow morning, so I need to get this all edited and uploaded onto YouTube. But yeah, obviously the other side's going to look the same, and in the next episode we'll see, I'll have both sides done and we'll have a good look at how it's turned out. Alright, so happy days. Okay, so thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Go back to the beginning and watch the whole series if you like, right from the unboxing on this playlist. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and comment below. Your comments are welcome, and I've taken quite a bit of advice from your comments. It's been really good. And might just give a bit of a heads up for Jason at Modelkit Stuff, who I know is having some issues with decals even before they get put on. Wait until you have fun putting them on. Anyway, mate, I'm sure you'll do a better job than me. Okay, thanks a lot, and I'll see you all in the next part of the series of this Queen Mary 2 build. Bye for now.